What we're trying to convey to you is that you can get into the details about the origins of why these names exist or how these names translate in different languages or whatever. But as far as what needs to be a list, like a priority list, or what's important to us today, it needs to be obeying God. Because a lot of our people will sit here and have these back and forth discussions like, no, brother, see, the J went there, see, they got this name, and this, that, but it's like, but then when we, even with all that being said, if you ask a brother, okay, cool, let's just say, oh, that's true. Is it right or wrong for somebody to treat a young woman, let's say a young sister, to sleep with her, lay down with her, and not marry her? Is that right or wrong? Is it right or wrong for a brother to smoke weed or drink lean to get high recreationally? Is that right or wrong? We need to address these problems, because then you ask them questions and be like, well, I don't know. You don't know that, but you want to argue about what's the letter J here in the 15? Who gives a damn? I don't care. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's not important. I'm not exactly certain where you may have heard that from, but I don't think there's no consensus that the name Christ came from Krishna. Like, nah.
Okay, you know what? What I've heard and what I've read, and last few things is that, you know, in the book, in the Roman theology, they had a choice, which making this religion thing, they had the two strongest religions was the Romans and the Christians.
You say Christians or
Krishna? Krishna.
When was
which is over in India.
Yeah, what time period is this though?
This is back when they was making what's his name? Oh man, I have a senior moment. Y'all can bear with me. I know. When the Romans, what's his name? King James.
King James?
King James. Is either that or might have been before that. I mean, I've been studying so much and but they said they took the names, the two most powerful religions at that time, which were at that time the Roman Catholic, that's where they got Jesus from, Jesus, because there was no J. So that's where they got that's where they got Jesus from.
But the name Jesus, or I say even with a J or whatever, like that name has been around before the 1600s with King James.
And
it's been there before Roman Catholicism was born. I'm saying like that Greek translation of the Hebrew equivalent of that, which is like Joshua or whatever.
It was Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Exus.
No, it's not spelled that way.
I mean, it's not spelled that way, but
it's not pronounced that way either.
They didn't have that J at the time.
I understand. What we're trying to convey to you is that you can get into the details about the origins of why these names exist or how these names translate in different languages or whatever. But as far as what needs to be a list, like a priority list, or what's important to us today, it needs to be obeying God. Because a lot of our people will sit here and have these back and forth discussions like, no, brother, see, the J went there, and see, they got this name, and this, that, but it's like, but then when we, even with all that being said, if you ask a brother, okay, cool, let's just say, oh, that's true. Is it right or wrong for somebody to treat a young woman, or let's say a young sister, to sleep with her, lay down with her, and not marry her? Is that right or wrong? Is it right or wrong for a brother to smoke weed or drink lean to get high recreationally? Is that right or wrong? We need to address these problems, because then you ask them questions and be like, well, I don't know. You don't know that, but you want to argue about what's the letter J here in the 15? Who gives a damn? I don't care. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's not important. What is important is what we experience day to day, that we got problems in our community with that we need to be addressing. As far as these children not having role models that they following in their own household. They ain't got father figures. They ain't got mothers that's stable because they trying to play both roles. That needs to be fixed. That's immediate problems. Nobody give a damn about whether Jay was here.
And
you see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So while we out here, we want to address those issues. All those other conversations can be had at another time, because it still could be some things to be gained or learned out of that. But it's just it's the bottom of the priority list, right? And we're trying to get our people to learn what God actually expects from them. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Like what is his expectations for you as an older man? What is the expectations for a younger man? Expectations for an older woman, younger woman? These things, if you believe in the Bible, you believe in the Bible?
I'm learning about it.
You learning about? Okay, cool. I'll take that. So
there's a lot of stuff that I know. I'm an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
I done been there. You know what I mean?
Where is there? What is
when
it?
I say there, like, you know, it's a lot of stuff in the Bible that you guys have enlightened me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following you guys. Don't worry. I've been following y'all.
Y'all right.
And y'all all right. Y'all all right. You know, like, you know, the strength is in the heart of our people. But like, you know, what I'm saying, there's a lot of stuff in that Bible now has been changed.
Give me an example.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff just like, you know, like I said, his name Jesus. I'll say Jesus. His name is Yahuwah. Yeshua. God, Lord, all that stuff. Is all these names have been put in the Bible. That's just like, you know, that's been put in the Bible. That's really pagan idols.
Not really. And the reason I say it, because when you look at how the name Jesus is spelled in Greek, it's not how Zeus is spelled. If you look at how both of them are spelled, it's two totally different words, and they did not even pronounce the same. So what's happening is what happens with every language. If you translate somebody's name from one language to another, sometimes it differs. It's going to change. It's not going to sound the same, or it's not even going to look the same because it's going to a different language. That's what we see happening when it comes to a lot of names. That's why at one place you'll see his name would be Zechariah, but then you see somewhere else it'll say Zachary, or it'll say Malachi, and it'll say Malachi, or whatever. Like, you'll see these differences because these names are being translated into a different language. That had, like, I don't see that as like, oh, somebody tampering with it. No, this is what happens when you take things from one language to another. They made slightly different pronunciation or spelling, but the essence of what's trying to be said or the name of the person is still there. That's not it. That's not an issue.
I'm gonna tell you, I gotta go. But one thing about it, I'm gonna see you guys.
But before you go, I want to read this. I just want you to hear this before you go, because this is what really is important for our people. Read that.
Okay.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good.
Now, if you saying that, you know, you're starting to like pick this back up and starting to read more about it, learn more about it, the one thing that I do want you to take away, and as you continue to read and you learn on your own, is that you're going to see a constant theme of what God's requiring of the people he's interacting with is obedience. And one thing he's going to constantly desire from the people that he's got this relationship with is that they listen to the instructions that he gives them, right? And that's the same message that we're trying to push to our people today, is that if you subscribe to serving the God of this book, the God of this book gives you instructions on how to walk in your way of life, how you're supposed to go about getting a relationship with a woman, how you're supposed to raise children, how you resolve conflicts, how the moral standards you're supposed to hold within yourself about how you feel about certain things, whether it's right or wrong. These things can all be outlined in the book. right? So I encourage you, if you're still learning, you're still reading, to pay attention to that theme. I want you to know what, my brother. What's your name, King? I want to ask you a question real quick. You said what? I bet. But what I want you to pay attention to is that theme, because that is the key. Like, that is the key formula or theme that you're gonna see all throughout this book, and that's the key concept that the power, the God that's in this book, desires from His creation, desires from His people.
All right.
That's the one thing that we should be able to take away when we read this. Not trying to look for, it's the letter here, but it ain't there. Like, who cares? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's reasons for why that exists. But are you walking away with it's the message? Or are you walking away with the actual message of the book?
There's a reason for me being here now.
Absolutely.
This happened for a reason.
Absolutely.
I've been following you guys for a long time. And like it's just a lot of stuff I got to get straightened out. I'm gonna see you guys again.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.